In this video, we're going to go over the supplies that you'll be using for your E-Bracelet project. First, I'm going to cover the supplies that you'll be using across both of your projects, both the E-Bracelet and the Human Sensor projects. The things I'll use for both projects, I'll be using scissors. Okay, you'll likely have worked with scissors in the past. I have some embroidery floss or embroidery thread. Right here, this is a nice maroon color. You'll receive probably a random color. This is really good for creating stitched designs in your projects. I have these 4 small pieces of felt, okay, assorted colors. These are here so that you can cut out artistic elements, various shapes and things for your E-Bracelet project when it comes to decorating your project. And I also have this large piece of felt, which you could use to create an object in your Human Sensor project. You can also use part of this for your E-Bracelet project. Okay, now we'll move into what actually comes in your kit. Okay, so I'm opening up my kit. The largest item in there is another piece of felt. Okay, this is going to serve as the base of your project. It should be large enough to go around your wrist because you're going to be making a bracelet out of this. Okay, there's also a needle. Might be kind of hard to see right here. You'll be using this needle. It will become either your best friend or your worst enemy. It is sharp, so always handle needles with care. And you don't want to leave your needle floating around if you can ever help it. I find that it is best to store my needle just by sticking it into my project in a way that the sharp point isn't going to be jutting out of my bag. All right, moving on, you're going to find some conductive thread. Okay, right now this conductive thread is in a little spool that you'd be able to use for like a sewing machine, but we're going to be sewing by hand for these projects. Conductive thread is pretty cool. It has like normal fibers that you'd find in things like polyester and cotton, and it is spun with strands of metal so that it is conductive and can act as a pathway for the electrons in your project so that we can create circuits. Next up, I have my coin cell battery, okay, which is currently packaged, and my battery holder right here. So this coin cell battery will live inside of this battery holder when your project is complete. You'll notice on the battery holder that there are negative pins and positive pins. You can see the positive pins here, the negative pins on this side. Okay, the pins are those holes. And when we're working with electronic textiles, those holes are what we're going to sew our conductive thread into to create a good connection between our components. Right here I have our snaps. Okay, right now the snaps are snapped together. Okay, using your fingernail you can unsnap them. Okay, so really, although it looks like 2 snaps, it's 2 pairs of snaps because each snap has an inserting side and a receiving side, okay? So you're gonna be using 2 of these on one side of your bracelet, 2 of these on the other side of your bracelet, so that your bracelet will snap together shut. These snaps are metal so that you can use them as a switch in your project. So you'll be sewing your conductive thread from the snap to the LEDs and from the other snap to the battery holder. The last item in our bracelet kit are these diffuse LEDs. So it looks like my kit came with red, green, and yellow. The colors you receive may vary. You'll notice that with these, there are 2 stems, okay? One stem is longer than the other stem, okay? The long stem is positive and the shorter stem is negative. In your project, you're gonna end up turning these stems into little circles to act like pins on your battery holders so they're easier to sew into. If you ever forget which one was longer and shorter, you can also look very closely. It might be very difficult to see, but one side, yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it very well. One side of the LED is notched, it's flat. That flat side of the LED is going to be the negative side. So that flat side is on the same side as the shorter stem. And all three of those LEDs have it. All right, those are the supplies that you're going to be using in your E-Bracelet project. If you have any questions about them, of course you can reach out to your instructors through by asking them directly or by asking them on the troubleshooting threads. Thank you.